Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of SAGC. I am Farzana Nasrin, your English teacher. Today we shall continue learning the use of right form of verbs. Dear students, you should know that this class is for all my students of class 6 to 10. And if you are a student of class 9 or 10, you will learn how to complete a sentence using the right form of verbs. So let's see what we are going to learn today. Dear students, today we shall learn rules 11 to 21. My dear students, as my class is specially for the students of SAGC, we shall follow the sequence of rules from Advanced Learners Communicative English Grammar and Composition by Chaudhuri and Hussain. So let's start with rule number 11, 12 and 21. These three rules follow the same rule. That's why I'm going to talk about these rules together. Complex sentences with scenes as if, as though, they follow the same rules. Rule number 1, simple present tense plus scenes as if, as though, plus simple past tense. Rule number 2, simple past tense plus as if or as though or scenes plus past perfect tense. For example, it is many years since I see him. Sentence with scenes. And first, follow the rule number 1, simple present tense. If the sentence starts with simple present tense, it is many years. It's in simple present tense. So the later part of the sentence will be simple past. So I see him will be I saw him. The answer will be it is many years since I saw him. Let us see the second example. He acted as though he know everything. So see, the sentence starts with he acted. That means it's in simple past tense. And after as though, the sentence, other part of the sentence will be in past perfect tense. So we know the past perfect tense of he knows everything is he had known everything. So let us see the answer. He acted as though he had known everything. Let's remember an important thing, and here I'm going to discuss rule number 20. Sentences with simple present or past perfect tense, wish, as though, as if, and if there is noun in any person or number and the verb is required in form of to be verb, it will always be where. So to be verb will be used as where, because I have told you that noun in any person or number. So whatever is the person, like if it is third person singular number, if it is plural number, if it is first person, or if it is second person, to be verb will always be where. For example, he speaks as if he, to be verb, are mad. So to be verb is required here, and he speaks, it's in present indefinite tense, sentence with as if. So what should be the answer? He speaks as if he were a mad. And second sentence, they acted as though they, to be verb, actors. Here subject is they, and tense is past indefinite, they acted. Even though to be verb, it will be were. They acted as though they were actors. I wish I, to be verb, a butterfly. The answer will be I wish I were a butterfly. You have to remember, there is a note for you. All these types of sentences express unreal past. That's why to be verb will be were. Rule 13, after, before. When two actions take place one after another in a complex sentence where connectors such as after and before are used, here first action will be in present, past or future perfect tense, and second action will be in simple present tense or simple past tense or future simple future tense. For example, he entered the house after he unlocked the door. Here, first action is unlocking the door. So it will be in perfect tense. And if I consider it as past tense, so it will after he had unlocked the door will be the answer, and the first part will be he entered the house after he had unlocked the door. Let us see another example. The patient died before the doctor came. So the patient dying of the patient took place first. So the answer will be the patient had died before the doctor came. Let's learn a trick to remember this rule. After perfect tense. Before perfect tense. It is very easy to remember. After before. And rest part is indefinite tense. So what you have to remember to write a correct sentence with after and before, just rhyming word like after perfect tense, before perfect tense. Rest part is indefinite tense. Look at some new sentences. She called her sister after she had seen her. Second one, the thief had run away before the police came. So let's see what happens here. The reflection of what we have learned after, before. So after past perfect. That means after she had seen her. Before past perfect. The thief had run away. Rule number 14. If there are two verbs in a sentence, the later verb will be present participle or infinitive. So let's think like that. You can remember this rule like V1, V2. If we get two verbs in a sentence, V1, V2, so remember V2 will be present participle. That means verb plus ing. We have to use add ing with the base form of verb. Or V2 can be infinitive, and we all know that infinitive means to plus simple present. So here verb 1, finite verb, and verb 2, non-finite verb. So finite verb, it is actually changeable after the subject and tense, and non-finite verb, it will always be the same. Let's see some examples. I saw a bird fly in the sky. So saw is V1, finite verb. Fly is V2, non-finite verb, and it will be present participle. I saw a bird flying in the sky. Number 2 example, I found the baby sleep on the bed. The found is finite verb and sleep is non-finite verb. Found is V1, sleep is V2. So let us change V2. I found the baby sleeping on the board. So let us see one thing. If I say I found the baby sleeping on the board and I want to change the tense and I want to say I find the baby sleeping on the board. See, found fine but no change of sleeping. And if I change subject, if I say he found the baby sleeping on the bed, or he finds the baby sleeping on the bed. And all the time sleeping is unchangeable. That means it is non-finite verb and it is in present participle. Number 3, I want him go to school. The answer is I want him to go to school. Rule 15. If a sentence has the following words or phrases like would better, would rather, had rather, late or must or need or dare, verb will be simple present. Let us see examples. I would rather to die than beg. I would rather die than beg. You need not to listen to him. You need not listen to him. So the phrase would rather would suggest me to write the correct form of verb, and need will suggest me to write the correct form of verb. So for this, to remember this rule, what you have to do, you have to just memorize few words or phrases, and it's not very difficult to remember, like would better, would rather, had better, had rather, let, must, need, dare. So you must remember these words, and if you can remember this, they will work as keywords. When you find these phrases or words in sentence, it will let you write the correct form of verb. Rule 16. If a sentence starts with the phrase would that after subject, we have to use could, and after could the verb will be in simple present. Let us see the example is very easy. Would that I meet my parents? Would that I could meet my parents? And the way to remember this rule is very easy. You can use a rhyming word like would, could. So when you find a sentence with would that, automatically you will follow would, could. So then use could, and after could or any modal, we know that after any modal the verb is always in simple present. So after could, verb is simple present. May, might, can, must, etc. After any modals, verb is a simple present. So it's very easy to remember with the rhyming word would, could. When there is would that, we are going to use the modal could. So let us go to rule 17. A sentence with to be or having takes verb as past participle. For example, the thief ran away having take my purse. So what is the past participle form of take? Taken. So the thief ran away having taken my purse. The principal wanted the notice to be hung. So the principal wanted the notice to be hung. Rule number 18. If a sentence has the following words or phrases like mind, worth, without, past, cannot help, could not help, would you mind, look forward to, with a view to, after that verb will be in present participle. That means you have to add ing with the main form of verb. So let us see example. Would you mind have a cup of tea? So the phrase is would you mind? After that verb will be present participle. So the answer will be would you mind having a cup of tea? Let us see more examples. Number 1, I look forward to receive a reply from you. The answer will be I look forward to receiving a reply from you. Number 2, the hunter went to the jungle with a view to kill a tiger. The hunter went to the jungle with a view to killing a tiger. Dear students, you should remember that look forward to and with a view to, they are two prepositional phrases, and after these two prepositional phrases, verb will be present participle. That means you have to add ing with the main verb. Rule 19. A sentence with words like wish or fancy, or if it starts with it is time or it is high time, verb in that sentence will be simple past. So let us see example. It is high time you change your habit. So if the verb will be simple past when there is subject after it is time or it is high time or fancy or wish. If there is subject like here the subject is you, then the verb will be simple past. It is high time you change your habit. I fancy I turn into a butterfly. I fancy I turn into a butterfly. In the same way as I have told you previously that you have to remember few words to learn this rule, to remember this rule. That is wish, fancy. It is time, it is high time. After it these phrases or words, if there is subject, the verb will be in simple. Let's do few exercises. It has been quite a long since we go to school. So let me first explain. It has been quite. It's in present perfect tense. So you know after since what will be the formation of verb. Number two, he pretended as if he do the work. So he pretended as if. Sentence with as if and he pretended is in past indefinite tense. So what should be the formation of verb do? I think you can remember the rule. It is high time we forgive each other. When it is high time and there is subject like we, then the formation of verb will be, let me remind you, past form of verb. Number four, my teacher wanted this picture to be painted. So let me remind you the rule. When there is to be or having, the verb will be in present participle. That is, we have to add ing with the verb. Number five, I cannot help listen to my father. So cannot help or could not help, after that phrases, we have to use the present participle of the verb. So let us see the answer. It has been quite a long since we went to school. He pretended as if he had done the work. It is high time we forgave each other for our misdeed. Number four, my teacher wanted this picture to be painted. Number five, I cannot help listening to my father. Let's do a few more exercises. Number six, you dare not drive at night. Let me remind you the rule. Dare, must, let. When there are such words, you have to use the simple present of verb. Number seven, I saw some frogs play in the pond. Follow the rule V1, V2. V1 is saw and V2 is play. So this the later part will be either present participle or infinitive. So you have to decide what will be the formation of verb play. Number eight, I wish I to be a magician. To be verb. I told you that when there are wish or fancy or as if and to be verb is required, it should always be the same. Number nine, I wish I get back to my class. So after wish, if there is a subject, then a verb, then the sentence will be in past indefinite tense. Number 10, he was absorbed in play cricket. So let me remind you one thing that we saw after without verb is present participle in the same way excluding to infinitive others preposition after preposition verb is always present participle like for, without, in, by, after, before, etc. After them the verb will be present participle. And number 11, I finish the book after I go to bed. So after past perfect tense and the rest part will be indefinite. If I consider it past tense, then after past perfect tense will be written. So let us see the answer. You dare not drive at night. Number 7, I saw some frogs playing in the pond. Number 8, I wish I were a magician. Number 9, I wish I got back to my class. Or you can write, I wish I could get back to my class. Number 10, he was absorbed in playing cricket. Number 11, I finished reading the book after I had gone to bed. So dear students, that was all from my part regarding the use of correct form of verbs. I hope you have understood and it was quite easy. And what you have to do now, one, you have to practice a lot. And if you practice solving exercises, then I think you will be able to speak better, able to write better using the correct form of verbs. Dear students, today we shall learn rules 11 to 21. My dear students, as my class is specially for the students of SAGC, we shall follow the sequence of rules from Advanced Learners Communicative English Grammar and Composition by Chaudhary and Hussain. So let's start with rule. Let us see another example. She spoke as though. She. So this is the part given. I have to complete it with correct information, and I can recall the rule as though. If the sentence starts with past indefinite, the later part will be past perfect. So let us see. She spoke as though she had kept all her promises. So she had kept. She spoke as though she had become a leader. So you see, I have given two different examples, and you can produce more new sentences, but following the correct rule of verb. Now let's try completing sentence more. Complete the following sentence. It is time. We. So what I told you, it is time, it is high time, wish, fancy. After that, if there is subject, then I have to change the verb into simple past. Or it is time we took a right decision. Second one, it is time we saved our environment. So took a right decision, saved our environment. You can add more new information to your sentence and make different types of sentences. But what is important, again and again, I have to remind you that you have to use the correct form of verb. Let us see another example. I wish. So with this, you can wish anything. You can wish I were an eagle, or I wish I had the wings of a bird, or I wish I were a scientist, or I wish I were a flower. So see, if you are using to be verb, it will always be were. And if you want to use different types of other verb, that will be after wish. I wish the sentence will be in past, simple past. So in first example, I wish I were an eagle. Here I have used to be verb were, and in second example, I wish I had the wings. It is in I had the wings of a bird. It is in simple past tense. They rush to the spot after. So do you remember the rule after perfect tense? They rushed to the spot after a little boy had met an accident. So a little boy had met an accident. It is past perfect tense. They rushed to the spot after they had heard a loud sound. So again, when I say they heard a loud sound, it is in past perfect tense. See, two different sentences, two different examples I have given. You can write more and more. and you can keep on practicing how many sentences you can create with this type of structure, that is after sentence with after and before. You can take it as fun, and you will see that it's quite interesting to produce more and more newer sentences. He had spoken before her friend. So before perfect. So what about the later part? It will be indefinite tense. It will be indefinite tense. So had spoken, past perfect. So you have to complete the sentence with any information, but with the correct form of verb, that is you have to add indefinite tense, past indefinite tense. She had spoken before her friend spoke on this matter. Her friend spoke on this matter. So it is simple past. She had spoken before her friend gave her consent. So before her friend gave her consent, it is simple past. So it's quite easy. If you can learn the correct form of verb, then it becomes very easy to complete a sentence. I look forward to. It's a phrase, look forward to. Do you remember? Whatever verb you use after look forward to, it will be present simple, present participle. Present participle, that means we have to add ing with that verb. So let us make new sentence. I look forward to getting good news from my brother, or I look forward to seeing you soon. So see, two different sentences, and but they follow the same rule. So again, I have to remind you, don't forget, when you are asked to complete a sentence, you must complete it with correct form of verb, and you must write the full sentence in your answer script, as partial answer will score 0 credit. So that's all from my part today. And in my next class, hopefully, we are going to learn more rules on the use of right form of verbs. Thank you for being with me. Stay home, stay safe.